Hey y'all, alright, back with part two, what happened at the African service today. So, after I got done, well, no, actually, at 2:30, the service actually started. It's supposed to start at 2, started at 2:30, no surprise. But, they start with praise and worship. Praise and worship was very interesting because it was very upbeat. The music, well, it started off kind of slow, but it was very powerful. I felt like I was at a black church at home. Not my black church, though, because I'm Presbyterian and we're very dry and dreary. But a Pentecostal black church, I felt like that's what I felt like. The songs they sang were very contemporary songs, upbeat. I expected the songs to be more songs by black gospel artists, but I think they were by white Christian artists, but it was not a problem because you could have had me fooled. As I said, I think. I don't know. But nevertheless, that really doesn't matter in the whole scheme of things. It was a very upbeat service. Very upbeat, very interactive, very exciting. I mean, I was just standing there grinning because it was complete opposite of what I had been seeing for the last 7 weeks. To be in a room with a whole bunch of people that looked like me, it was very inspiring. It made me happy. I was comfortable. I was happy. I felt welcome. It was really good. And what else? I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, the praise and worship lasted about a good hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, so I mean, felt like a black church at home. Sang about three very upbeat songs. Um, one of them I actually knew. It was "I will bless the Lord at all times, for He's good." Upbeat song. Joe Pace sings a version of that. Joe Pace and his choir sings a version of that. Really good song. I had to come home and listen to it when church was over. But the sermon that the pastor gave was about the woman with the issue of blood needing to touch the hem of Jesus' garment and how people didn't let her through to touch his garment. And because of her bad reputation and all of that. So he was just talking about how no matter what people may say, God will deliver you through it and will make it all right. And I just remember him saying a couple of things about things like striving to walk with God when it seems like God is not moving. That was one thing that he said. And one thing he kept emphasizing, especially to me, because of the fact that it was my last Sunday, he told the whole congregation that I'm taking God's blessing home with me. And it just really spoke to me because I was sitting there thinking about, yeah, I'm taking it home. I'm taking it home. And it was just, it was a powerful sermon. I mean, the same sermon could have been given at a non-African church and it still would have been moving. But I guess since we as black people seem to have that fire under us when it comes to God, it just came out very powerful and it really touched me personally. There's one thing that's kind of funny. He was talking about how we're all brothers and sisters. Even if we look alike, we can still be from different places and still all be brothers and sisters. And he called me up because I was, of course, the only non-African from Africa in there. And he asked me how I was doing and asked me to respond. So I responded. And he asked the congregation where I was from. And no one except for a couple people actually guessed the U.S. But he did just show that although we're from different places, in our case of Africans, we look alike, but we're from different places, but we're still all brothers and sisters despite what happened with the diaspora, what happened with slavery. We're still all brothers and sisters. And that was just, for me, really, really comforting, because that was a big thing that was on my mind that was scaring me, because I'm like, how am I going to be perceived as an African American hearing what I've heard? But as I said, it was a powerful, powerful sermon. And what surprised me, okay, this doesn't sound really simple minded, but to see Chinese people speaking in tongues was something that was just so new for me, because I can't do it. I've never tried. I'm Presbyterian, so we don't do that. But to be in the service and seeing them, the Chinese people speaking in tongues, in addition to the Africans, was just something that was really, really cool. It was interesting, and it just shattered stereotypes for me. But that was a big thing that was on my mind, and I hope that they didn't like think I was weird for looking, but I just thought it was really unique to see Chinese people speaking in tongues, because I thought that was just one of those things that black people did. I don't know, or Benny Hinn, but nevertheless, the experience was really good. Afterwards, we had refreshments and Milo out in the vestibule out by the elevator. And though I was the first one in, I was actually the last one out. The pastor and his wife ended up walking me to the stairs where I had to cross the street to get to my bus stop. But I got contact information, add them on Facebook, stuff like that. But I just felt so, so welcome, which was a relief. And I kept telling them, if I'm ever back in Singapore, I will be back at the service, because I just enjoyed myself so much. Just enjoyed myself so much, and it was it was good that I got to go like by myself to a degree, because I feel like I did it for me, and it was good. I'm glad I did it. I felt welcomed. I got that black experience, I guess, that I was looking to get at least once while being in Singapore. At least once. So that's pretty much my story. Oh, one other thing. I was in the gift shop at the other building before I realized I was in the wrong building. And they actually sold Wild Gospel 2010 CDs. I took a picture of it. I couldn't believe it, because that's all black artists. And I haven't seen anything related to like black American anything here. Like no Jet, no Ebony, no Essence, no Surprise. But I haven't seen anything like that. So to see a Wild Gospel CD that was produced in Detroit, I just thought was just really interesting. But I guess we're all connected in the spirit. So that's my story. As I said, this is the last week. We leave late Thursday night, early Friday. And I hate to be leaving, but all things must come to an end. I don't like to say all good things must come to an end, because truth be told, bad things come to an end too. So I like to say all things must come to an end. So I'll try to talk to y'all again before it's time to leave and let y'all know what's going on. So in that case, God bless you. Pray for me and I'll be praying for you. And I'll talk to y'all very soon. Bye y'all.